Next is trying some fibre that has been either left in the grease for too long and then washed, or it wasn't put in enough hot water to start with, and then with the grease that was left on it, it's dried off.
Okay, what kind of fibre is it?
It's a rambouillet. Okay, so here's the fleece, the Romney fleece that was given to me to see if I could do anything with. It's very sticky, it's very gummy. It won't go through the combs as it is, because it would just cling onto the tines and you won't be able to comb the fibre off. I have tried it out and it is too sticky. So I'm thinking, well, how do we dry out the stickiness? You can't wash it out, you can't boil it out. It's going to be there, but it will make a wonderful waterproof fibre if we can get to use it. You can't spin it very well without getting the slubs and the neps and oils, so something has to be done to it.
So it's it would be wasted if we can't process it.
It would be. It would just be thrown out. We can't felt it.
Okay.
We can't pack it into toys or anything else like that, so it would be just thrown away, which is a waste. So we're going to try and see if we can get some use out of this fibre. So first of all, what I did was I just ran it through the drum carder once. So this is what it looks like now. It actually looks very different. So there's the fibre before, and that's after it's been through the drum carder once.
Okay. Next project. So just explain what you're going to do with it now.
What I'm going to do now is to pull off a little piece of this carded rambouillet that's sticky and unusable, and I'm going to use some talcum powder on it.
Different?
Different indeed, yes. It's just an experiment to see if it will work. Make it combable. If it's combable, then it's spinnable. And all this will wash out once it's spun into yarn. Okay, once it's spun up, we'll have a nice fibre yarn that will actually be water resistant, much more than if it didn't have the oils on it. The oils are never going to leave the fibre, they're going to stay in it. So it should make a very nice yarn and make it hard wearing.
So it's the kind of sweater that you'll be able to wear in a shower.
Yes.
And it won't get impregnated with water?
Well, the water will actually bead off rather than soak in.
Oh, okay. Well, let's
So,
hope...
now we're going to take it to the combs. So now we just lash it on, just the same as before. I'm actually using the fine combs, not the super fine, even though the fibres are fine enough to use on the super fine. I think it will still hold on to them too much.
So this rambouillet is much shorter staple than the Romney we combed earlier.
Yes, yes it is, but it's long enough to use in the combs.
It looks very nice.
So, now we can comb it. It's combing very easy. Don't take too much because it'll be too hard to pull off.
So can you feel the grease?
No, it seems to be working really well. So far, so good. I couldn't comb it before, it was just too heavy. With all the grease on it, it just clinged to the tines and didn't want to release off. But now it's combing quite well.
Oh.
Seems as though the talcum powder's done its job. See the talcum powder falling out as I'm combing it, but there's enough in there still to help it along.
Still clinging onto that hackle though, is it?
Well, there still will be spaces where the talcum powder hasn't got into because the fibres are glued together.
It's coming off though.
But it is coming off nicely, yes.
Oh yeah, okay.
So maybe take it into the light. There. So that's much better.
Good. Can we get some more off?
I don't know as to whether it's worth the effort of trying to get more off. We're spending a lot of time just to get 1 or 2 extra fibres at each swipe,
okay.
So I would just leave it and say that's about enough.
And now it's scrap now, is it?
Well, no, it can still be used for other things.
Okay.
With the talcum powder in it, you could use it as a stuffing. It would pack down quite nicely with the talcum powder in. I'll move this. Now I'm going to lash on, and I'm just going to release some of the tension on the tines by pulling up the fibre just a little bit, opening up the fibres on the comb. Now I can lash on. And it's coming off quite nicely.
Wow.
Really good. It's made of fibre that I wasn't able to comb before, combable. Turn the camera around and get the other side. There, I think that's enough. So now what we've still got a few neps in there, which we can pull out by hand.
Does it need to go again?
We could try it again and see if it actually takes out any more. It's easy enough. Well, let's release just the tightness of the fibres first by lifting it up, and away we go.
Now, this is a little bit extra. It may not have been necessary at all, but
No, but we're experimenting. It's coming off really nicely. I didn't think we'd ever get this fibre to work. Oh, that's beautiful. Really nice. So now what we could do is either diz off of this comb, or we can lash it back onto the hackle and diz off the hackle. Let's have a look as it's going. Really nice. Look at that. Just wonderful. Just the odd one or two little neps. Can you see them here? There's another one here. I can pull them out.
very good.
I think his work. I think it's
Well,
turned.
you have a big bag of fibre there. I think you'll be here a while.
I will. But this wonderful fibre is now usable. Whereas before it was going to be thrown in the dumpster. So let's diz it off and see what we've got. Of course the talcum powder won't hurt the combs at all. Not one little bit. It just wipes off. We'll just release some of the tension of the fibre on the combs. Oh, wonderful.
Does it feel greasy?
It still feels a little bit tacky, but nothing like it was before I put the talcum powder on there. I think this is the solution.
So you just have to meet a problem and then use your imagination and just experiment.
Yep, and I think this experiment actually is very good. There's a nep, look, we can take that right out. See that nep there?
Mm-hmm.
We can just pop it right off.
Good.
I'm surprised that there aren't many more neps than this. This has made me very happy. Excellent. Now we're getting a few more neps on there, so maybe it's time to stop. There. I'll just wrap it into a bird's nest. That is beautiful. So we have taken a sticky fibre and turned it into a nice spinnable fibre. Excellent.
So do they call that a silk purse from a sow's ear?
I think they do. Certainly, yes, we would call it. That exactly.